have my coffee. We're gonna do some makeup. One of my friends did a beautiful, what she called a cherry cola lip. Her name's Lily. She posted on Instagram, and I wanted to do a makeup look inspired by that lip, but I'm gonna put my own twist on it. So let's go ahead and get ready and do some makeup. If you're new to my channel, my name is Christian Cole. I am a makeup artist and a brand owner. I own CXC Beauty, and we make all kinds of different cosmetics. So I will be using a few of my brand products, but also incorporating other brands' products that I love. And I haven't been on here for a little while, so there's gonna be some new things that have changed in my routine. If you watched my channel in the past, things have changed a lot. So we're just gonna go ahead and go in. So the three palettes I'm thinking to play with are the Warm Enchantment, the Pro Sculpt, and our Holiday palette. Our Holiday palette has been discontinued, but a lot of these shades you can find across other palettes or other brands, but I really want to use this burgundy-ish shade on my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and start with a little bit of base. So in the Pro Sculpt Volume 1 palette, we have this whole bottom row of cream eyeshadows, and I love to use them as a base. So I'm actually going to go in with this neutralish brown color right here, and that's going to be the base for my eyeshadows. I'm just picking up that shade on a little fluffy brush, and I'm applying a thin layer onto my eyelid, and this is going to be the perfect base for all my eyeshadows to stick very well and also to blend a little bit easier. So I usually go in with this, and then I set it with a powder. I'm going to take this neutral shade right here, and I'm going to use that to set the base. And for this like cherry cola look, it's using a lot of like reddish tones, burgundies, browns to achieve that kind of cherry cola look. I'm gonna take this Wayne Goss number 5 brush. I love this blending brush. It has a nice taper to it, and it blends eyeshadow so beautifully. And I'm gonna take this neutralish shade right here. I'm gonna use that in the crease of my eye to add some depth, and I'm just softly blending that through. I haven't done a tutorial in so long, like a long format tutorial. I usually do like short tips and tricks here and there on like Instagram and TikTok, but it's been a very long time since I've done a full-length tutorial on YouTube, so bear with me. I'm just building up this color and dragging it out. So the reason I also love this brush is because of that taper. Most of the pigment's concentrated on the tip of the brush, and the rest of the brush kind of helps just blend. I'm going to jump into a clean, fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here, which is another neutralish shade, slightly lighter than the one we just used, and I'm just going to use this to blend out the edges. And we're sort of building this up to be the cherry cola like smoky eye. Going into our Holiday palette, I'm going to take that reddish burgundy shade, and I'm going to build that into the crease a little bit lower than I put that neutral transition shade, and I'm going to start pulling this color across the whole lid. You can already see kind of like the cherry cola vibe coming through. As I'm applying that color, I'm going to jump between that brush and the blending brush I was using for the light transition shade to help blend this out as I go. It's easier to blend little by little than waiting till the end to blend out all that color that you've applied. But so far so good. Look at that blend. One thing I love about CXC Beauty eyeshadows is that they blend literally like butter. They blend themselves. I don't know if we'll ever bring back this Holiday palette, but it is one of my favorite color stories we've ever done. It is literally everything I would love in a palette in one palette. You have beautiful burgundies, greens, all your beautiful neutral shades, high impact shimmers. It has it all. So again, I want this to be super blended, very, very diffused, and sort of more like a smoky eye. I'm gonna go in with a flat brush. This is a little flat shading brush, and I'm gonna take this warm brown right here, and I'm gonna actually concentrate that on the lid of my eye. I'm just packing it on there, as close to the lash line as I possibly can. So here's a little close-up so you can see exactly where I'm placing that. It's literally right on the lid, and I'm just packing this color on there, and then jumping back into my blending brush with whatever burgundy's left over, and I'm going to softly start blending this up. So just keep adding and blending that color and diffusing it until you get to the blend that you want and you're comfortable with. I like a really blended smoky eye, so this is about as much as I'm going to go. Take a little coffee break to make it through this. Without coffee, I'd literally probably die. So I think that's kind of where I want to be with the eye. I'm going to do a little bit of face, and then we're going to return to the eyes. Lately for my primers, the two I've been kind of going back and forth with are the Professional Matte Primer, which looks like this, or the Secure the Blur from One Size. I just have it depotted like this for my kit. I think I'm going to go in with One Size Secure the Blur today. This one is so good, especially around my nose area where foundation doesn't like to stick. And I'm just applying this with my fingers first to warm up the product and make it really melt into my skin. This product, when you apply it, you do have to let it sit for a little bit. Usually let it sit for around 30 seconds. My foundation of choice today, I want a little bit more coverage, so I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Super Stay. This is the Lumi Matte version. This foundation is so good. I feel like this performs like a high-end foundation. It gives me the perfect amount of coverage. My skin looks really flawless when I wear this, and I just really enjoy how this foundation makes my skin look. So I put about 2 pumps of this, and I'm going to take my 968 brush from Delium Tool, and I like to really make the product go into the brush and like evenly distribute it into the bristles. And then I start by tapping this onto the face. I like to concentrate most of the coverage in this part of my face where I have a lot of redness. It's not too bad, but it's enough where I would need more of the coverage here. I tried to go into my forehead last because if I put a lot of product in this area, my fine lines tend to get accentuated, and I don't want that, so I try to put minimal product in this area. Then with whatever's left on my little palette, I just take it down my neck and make sure to get the ears. I have been really enjoying this color corrector from NARS. This is the Light Reflecting Eye Brightener in the shade Impossible Dream. It is this beautiful peachy color. This corrector I like because it's very flexible. It moves with your under eyes, and it doesn't accentuate the fine lines, any texture I have under my eyes. It just color corrects perfectly, and sometimes I just use this by itself. Like, the color is just perfect to where you can use it without having to put a concealer on top. Today I'm going to put a concealer on top just because I want a little bit of extra brightness, but I'm going to show you how nice this product is. Again, I load it in the brush, and then I kind of just tap it onto the areas where I have the most darkness, and you can see already it made such a big difference, and I barely used any product. I take the excess and kind of blend it outward onto the rest of the under eye, but as you can see, it kind of just like makes it even with my skin tone with the foundation. And sometimes with looks like this that are a little bit more dramatic, I like a little bit of more brightness, so I add a brightening concealer on top of it. For my concealer today, I'm actually going to go in with this one. This is Thread Beauty. It's a very affordable concealer, but it works super well. This whole line I love to use. I have the foundations in my kit, which is like a stick foundation. They're great. The concealers are great. All of their products are really good. So I'm going to take this and just going under my eyes, and you can see this is a much more brightening tone for me. I'm just using a very little amount of this, a little bit on the forehead and then a little bit on the high points of the cheek, just to brighten and lift the face. I'm using a Delium Tools 788 to blend this out, and this is another product you want to tap instead of dragging, just to get more out of the concealer, more coverage. I'm just tapping and working this in. I do like to take my foundation brush and go over the edges of the concealer just so everything is super blended together. I'm gonna let the nose concealer sit for a little while and just kind of like cook. I'm going with Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Set. This is the pressed powder, and it's in Peach Pie, and I'm just taking that on a brush, and I load up the brush and I tap off the excess. And I do have to set my eyes pretty quickly because they will crease, so I'm just looking upward and putting this right under my eyes. The tone of this powder is just perfect for my under eyes. I really love what it does. It also color corrects because it does have that peachiness, and Huda Beauty powders are just next level. I really enjoy this formula. Funny enough, I have never tried the Huda Beauty loose setting powder, and everybody talks about it, so I think that's something I'll have to pick up. Maybe somebody will send it to me. Who knows? We can only hope for the best. But either way, I'm getting my hands on that powder, and hopefully they don't reformulate it, because so many brands are going talc free and it's driving me insane. We need the talc, so please stop taking it out. For today, since the eyes are going to be very intense and the lips going to be very intense, I'm going to go light on blush and bronzer bronzer. So I'm just going to take my CXC Beauty Refined Radiance Bronzer. This is shade N2. And I'm gonna go a little bit lighter than I normally do for this product. I usually go hard with the bronzer, but we're gonna keep it very light today, just because the eyes are very intense. And I don't want the whole face to be super intense. So kind of like on the contour areas, but also where you would bronze, because this is bronzer. So I like to use it as both. But I really enjoy the CXC Beauty bronzers because they give you an extra added blur to the skin. It helps everything like blended together, super beautiful. And it just has that beautiful like doll-like finish where everything's super blurred. And now we can go back and blend out the nose concealer. I'm just pulling it down and tapping with my finger, and then with whatever bronzer's left on the tip of this brush, I'm gonna go on the sides of my nose for contour. For blush today, I usually use CXC Beauty blush, but I want to use something I haven't used in a while. I absolutely love the Benefit blushes, and I have a bunch here. This is like my blush slash highlighter book for other brands. Some of mine are in here too. Like these are all CXC Beauty, the circle ones. But I have all of my Benefit blushes here. I have some, I think these are Juvia's Place, Patrick Star. But yeah, I'm gonna go in with this one. It's called Pom Pom, and it is a beautiful like terracotta reddish color. And I feel like it goes perfectly with this look. And I'm just taking the same bronzer brush I used and lightly dipping into this. And going in. So do you see, it's like a terracotta red, super beautiful. And I'm going super subtle today. This does have a slight sheen to it, so it does make your skin look super healthy. Before we continue, I'm going to go back into the eyes and do finishing touches on the look. I'm going to tightline my eyes with this beautiful pencil from Sephora. It's called Sangria, and it's one of their 12-hour colorful pencils. I love these pencils so much, and I'm going to use this in my upper and bottom waterline. I'm going to jump back into the holiday palette with that burgundy-ish shade, and I'm taking a small pencil brush and I'm going on my lower lash line. I really want this smoky as well. And if you have brown eyes, putting burgundy around your eyes will really make your eyes pop. With an even smaller brush, I'm going to take the warm brown shade from earlier, and I'm going to put this even closer to my lash line. So this is what the eyes are looking like so far. Now, I'm not going to do false lashes today because I found literally the best mascara that I've ever used. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. But first, we got to curl our lashes. I like this curler. It's the Shiseido one. This has been the best curler I've ever used in my life. And then sort of like my ultimate favorite mascara at the moment, it has to be this one. It's the Kill Lash by Clio. It is made in Korea, and it is just next level. I love this mascara so much. The wand is nice and thin, so I can really get in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and just coat my lashes with this. No mascara. I also like to take a little bit on the lower lash line, so I'm just gonna do that really quickly. Some things never change, and I forgot to do my eyebrows, which is, I'm notorious for doing that. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows really quickly. I'm using the Benefit Precisely Eyebrow. This is something that never changes for me. I find that this is the best product for my brows, and it's very hard to stray away from this because it's that good. And now for the star of the show, let's get into the lip, which is what this was all about. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. First, you want sort of like a brownish lip liner. I think I'm going to go in with Cork from MAC, beautiful brown shade, and we're just going to line the whole lip. And for the lip color, we're going to go in with CXC Beauty's Hollywood Liquid Lipstick. We just re-released this in the new packaging, so we're super happy about that. And I'm putting this sort of in the center. Back into the lip liner, we're going to blend the edges. For the finishing touch, we're going to take a sort of darker lip gloss. This is from House Labs and is in the shade Fig. And that is the lip. I'm going to take a little bit of my favorite setting spray, which is the CXC Beauty Set and Refresh Spray. When I said a little bit, I meant a lot. And then let that dry with my fan. The finishing touch, we're gonna go in with CXC Beauty's Diamond Radiance highlighter in the shade Autumn, and we're gonna hit the high points of the face. I feel like the glow's coming back. I never stopped using glow or highlighter. I absolutely love highlighter, but I know the girlies have been a little bit more subtle about it now, but I like to go in hard with my highlighter. So. And there you guys have it. This is the final look. This is the cherry cola inspired look. The original one that I saw was Lily that did it. I will tag Lily below and on Instagram and everywhere so you can check out her post. I'm super obsessed with this look for fall. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It has been such a long time since I've done a full tutorial. I'm actually super pumped about it. I'm super excited to get back into editing and filming videos for you guys, so stay tuned to the channel and make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching my video today, and I will see you in the next one.